Oh hey Internet, what is up? Welcome back to the Type QQ channel, and welcome to a new game on the channel, Recollection, Recollection, however you like to pronounce that. It's probably a recollection. I think that's the correct spelling. Well, anyway, I'm playing this on Steam. However, this is not the first time I've played it. I've actually been playing this on the PS3. In fact, this game is probably on the list of games that got me back into shoot 'em ups. I think there was a handful of games a few years ago that kind of was like you know what, I really liked these back in the day. These sort of arcade experiences where you either get good or cry in your controller type of stuff. Games like this, Crimson Clover, some of the earlier ones I recall. So I figured, why not do a quick run of this? Maybe not make a series of it particularly, but I always like this type of game. To run through the basics real quick, you kind of have. I'm using my keyboard for controls, so arrows to move. You have your shot on Z, which if you hold, you kind of move slower, so it does kind of have a sort of tap mechanic that you kind of probably want to do preferably. But if the speed slowdown isn't so bad, then holding down is just as easy. Then of course you have your bomb, which is numbered by those sort of like gun barrels down on the bottom right, bottom left, which also serve as auto bombs. So if you get hit, that's going to fire off. Your life at the top of the screen there in the hearts, and the very top is your score, your mana, which is your sort of secondary attack. For this character, you throw out a sort of like boomerang wheel type item that hits the enemy and kind of slows everything down for a moment. You can see it's segmented in 3 parts, so each use of that sort of wheel, you will use a third of that, and as we're picking up those sort of green squares, it will refill. Then we have our friction, which is sort of our grays. You can see as we kind of get touched by bullets but not killed by bullets, that number will raise. Then you see our phase level, as well as our sort of area timeout, which is essentially you'll find it sometimes that if you I think it's maybe to deter point milking and boss milking too much. So you have to get your points in a certain time limit, or you just kind of phase out and kind of move on to the next area. So it's kind of good for survival as well. That that you don't necessarily have to beat certain areas, just kind of outlast. However, we are making a mistake here. Yeah, right there. We chose to kind of stunt on the first level boss, which proved to be a mistake. Never stunt on the first level boss, or stunt on any boss for that matter. There was a silly achievement that I found that if you kill all its parts like 7 times or something like that, you get an achievement. So that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to do a stupid little trick there and got punished for it and lost one of our auto bombs. So lesson learned: don't be a dumbass. Don't BM, just kill the damn boss, right? But, yes, I was going to say, I don't think we'll make much of a series of this game, just because I think at Novice, we can 1cc this game pretty easily. We don't in this run, only because, as I was recall playing, I was like, oh man, I bet one of these bosses has a stupid cheat move, and I forgot when, but there's a one-hit kill boss, and it's pretty stupid and pretty cheesy, and I was never a fan of it, but it never really got me that too many times, but it does get me this round, so I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. See, and the problem is I wouldn't necessarily mind the one-hit kill boss if it was like the second level boss, but where he's like, it's the boss of like the second to the last level, or rather it's like the boss right before the final boss, it's kind of a shit move. kind of like, do I really want to play this whole damn game over again just to... But as you can see, each level is broken down into various segments that they grade your points on as well. Now, if we can destroy those pumpkins quick enough, they're not going to make that sort of bullet wall there, but yeah, or at least not as impressive as one. But I'm not sure if it's my familiarity with the game or just the easiness, but I generally don't have a whole lot of issue playing this game. And even easier, we've picked maybe the default character, as we take another hit there, or a third hit. As I'm saying, like, we don't necessarily have that much difficulty. We get pummeled to death by that boss. We're using this sort of default vanilla character, but there are other characters to pick as well. There's a sort of blue-dressed maiden character that has all kinds of different like attacks and modes. We might use her like the next run just to kind of show how crazy some of those get. And we're not doing so hot here. The wheel's a pretty decent attack. Man, this level was pretty ugly. Chapter 3? I think there might only be like 4 or 5 chapters. But yeah, as I was saying, there was quite a number of games that I was playing on my PlayStation 3 when that was kind of like my renaissance into shmups. This being one of them. Certainly like Death Smiles and all the like. I don't think that was on PS3, but that's certainly on the list. Death Smiles, Crimson Clover, all the Gundemonium games. Gundemonium. I don't know. This trilogy has some of the most the strangest names. We'll certainly take that bomb. The bomb being kind of almost a free life at this moment. This game is rather interesting because I feel that the bullets are large but move really slow. So it's an interesting feel. The sprites are large. However, you can see all our hitboxes, just that sort of red heart or the red scarf that we have in front of us. Large hitboxes, large bullets. Everything fills up the screen rather quick, but everything moves rather slowly. So it's an interesting design. And I don't even mean bad. Just a little different. It's that stuff like I was like in that last attack, where things get really cramped, but you're kind of safe, So I guess for me, it kind of makes me feel like I'm making some good dodges when I get myself in some really claustrophobic claustrophobic areas and just kind of wait it out. And here we are with the sort of dragon head boss, which always makes me think that they were going to do a whole dragon, but then they're just like, nah, fuck it, we'll just do the head. And she's a little weird here, where she heals in this part right here. So it gets really tricky to kind of contemplate or kind of risk reward. Yeah, trying to go for it during that sort of homing spot where she's shooting out her homing missiles, or playing it safe and kind of chipping away while she's healing. Fourth and final level, I believe. I think there might be another level quickly right after this as well. Big mess. So quickly getting her ass beat. Yeah, really getting her ass beat. And as you can see, nowhere close to even defeating her, but timed out on this sort of, what was it, 4A, something like that. Timed out of that area, fighting the that sort of gun truck guy. All kinds of friction there. Pretty sneaky attack this is. Really couldn't dodge it as well as I could have. However, picked up a life up there, and it kind of healed us, not just up to max, but like past max. So that's really great. However, here we are, the cheapest boss in the world. Not really, but she does have one stupid cheap attack that I was just kind of like, you fucking kidding me? So here we are sitting at 4 health. Do not get hit by that attack. If we got hit by that attack, fucking 4 lives down the drain. Fuck that, right? Jesus Christ. But yeah, that was kind of a rude awakening and a sort of remembering of this game. But that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff. We'll come back and play some more in the future.